Everyone, welcome back to All the Mods 9. So, a couple of things in between episodes I've gotten done. I have the stuff for most of the SPS. I'm just waiting on the last piece, which is the supercharged coil, which apparently I'm now short of polonium on. So I need a laser, like so. And then to make this, I'm going to need a little bit more polonium. It's fantastic. That, again, our mechanism stuff up on top of the hill up here is doing its thing. Just teleported up, it would have been quicker. Yup. So it's doing its thing, but it's taking a while for the polonium generate. So we're about to have another one. So I need probably another few minutes before we can get that last piece. But we do have most of what's required there. So I've got the things here. I just need obviously the coil, which you would put inside, and then this is how you build it. So while we wait for this last piece, and I guess I would have done that in that UV. Go to crafting grid, please. Let's just, I know I'm just going to jump back down here. I'm going to open this up. I'm going to put all of that back in there because obviously we are waiting on 2 polonium pellets, and I may as well have that available when I get up on the roof here. So, I'm going to put the SPS somewhere nearby here because obviously we need to get power from here to it. And then I'd like to look at, we haven't even started in the mod yet, in the pack I should say. So let's just grab this stuff. And then I needed the, what was it in the book? It's the glass stuff, the structural glass. Corrupt. For the moment. Okay, so we have all the parts. Again, just waiting on this guy. One more. So let's just follow what it tells us to build. So we're going to skip this one and then we're going to build this. So with all the gather blocks, it's time to build the thing. So we need to build this shape here. So 3, okay. I don't believe I've ever built an SPS. So again, trying to keep things. Need some building blocks that I can use, right? Grab. No, got tons of sandstone. Do this. That what it looks like. Okay. So that's a ring. Yep, and then you're basically building the same thing on each side. So by the time you put this up, I would need to do. Oh, it's not like that, is it? It's. Help my brain process what it looks like. That's a whole side. We would then have. So, trying to do this again for the first time is fun. This one. Feel like I need to put one here. These blocks inside will go missing. I'll take them out. Obviously all the sandstone I'll remove in a second anyway. So let's pop these here. And then you need one there. Okay. That's all of the bits. I'm gonna click this very, very gently. The pickaxe I have is a bit too OP. Okay. Getting there, everyone. Getting there. Okay, so that should be the shape. And then all I would need is obviously where the ports are. So let's have a real quick look at the drawing. Completed structure. It wants the ports. One on the side, I guess, or two on the sides, and then one on the thing here. So I don't actually need to have each side, including the bottom and top, will follow this pattern. Supercharged coils should be placed across from each other in the center of their respective sides. The remaining two ports will be used to pump in polonium and pump out antimatter gas. So it only asks you for 3. So why only ask me for 3 of these when I actually need... Oh, I get a reward of 1. There we go. Let's grab our rewards here for that quest. Actually need... Yeah, 1 supercharged coil, and it's going to give us another one. Okay, so it wants us to put... obviously in and out. And then using our structural glass, I'm going to... do this. And then one of the ports there. That's why we needed a lot of glass. And then that one will go there. And then once we have the 2 lasers, we'll pop them in there. So I'll leave the sides open for the moment. Or a side open so I can jump back in here. Okay. Good. Okay, so do I have enough? Oh, still waiting on polonium. How much is left? Literally just need the 1. We're at 540. Okay, a little bit longer. But this will be our SPS. So this thing here actually needs... we get 1 antimatter pellet for every 1,000 millibuckets of antimatter gas we make. And if you look at this, the costing of this, to produce 1 millibucket of antimatter, you need 400 million RF. So this, I won't get this going in this episode, let's put it that way, because I need 400 million RF times 1,000. So, what does that mean? 400 million? 400? So, like 4 billion? Somewhere around there. Yep. I'm not going to have that amount of power yet. I have into 124 giga forge energy, so I've got a bit of power. But it's going to take quite a long time for me to get what is required. What are you, a provider? You just up in the output rate? Like, I don't think I need to change the output rate. I mean, like, I could put it in here, but what's the good of that? Let's just put it away. Okay, what I'd like to do, again, I've got to wait for that polonium to happen. What I wouldn't mind doing is getting into a bit of Draconic evolution. Now, there is no requirement for Draconic evolution in the pack itself. It's not required to do anything. I just think it might be good to like build a reactor, the unlimited power, etc. So to do that, I'm going to need to get a bit in. I wouldn't mind making the energy storage block as well, and if I can generate some power using this, then we'll feed it into the same setup. So it's been a couple of packs since I did Draconic Evolution. And the dragon. Questions of resistance. So we need to get to unobtainium. I need to work on a different flight method. For when we get to doing a little bit deeper into Draconic Evolution. Because the flight method I have in this armor that I have, this one, this isn't quite good enough. I really do need to upgrade to probably unobtainium. To do that, I'm going to need to get some boosts and speed and stuff. Otherwise, I'm going to be super slow because when I take this armor off, I feel like I'm just in some sort of tar. I walk so slow. Alright, so Draconic Evolution, as we saw there, we need to work through this path to get down to here. It's going to take some effort. So cool, we've already got this bit here, which is to just collect some Draconic. We've got a bit in the system. Welcome to Draconic Evolution, a very fun and OP mod. To get started, you'll need to mine Draconic ore to get Draconic dust. It spawns in all vanilla dimensions, but most is in the end correct. We need to make Draconium cores are vital ingredients in many recipes of Draconic Evolution, especially for basic tier items. So this Draconic core needs Draconium. So what I'm going to do is let's literally just jump back to the base. Let's go pattern grid, and I'm going to go at Draconic. I want Draconium ingot. Interesting. What I'm going to do though is literally, I keep saying literally, so apologies for that. So I'm going to get a recipe if I have some patterns. I don't know. Let's just make a couple of them. I'm going to make the pattern to turn Draconium dust into ingots. So if I type in Draconium here, we've got 537, which isn't tons, but it's enough to make this. The next thing I'm going to do is make the recipe for the core. Like so. And again, I'm waiting for some patterns. They are being very slow. Cool. So while I'm here, we saw the bit that was like a draconium. Where is the essence? I just need 4 draconium ingots, 4 supremium. I can do that now. 4 of them. Awakened. Can I have 4 of them? Cool. And then seeds. And in there, do I have some in here? Yep. them. Draconium seeds. Perfect. Pop over here and you will do. I don't know if it needs to have something under it. Oh, no, it doesn't. That's good. Okay, we got draconium seeds. Very good. Let's put... There it is. We're going to need another drawer. We have a 4x4 drawer, please. Good. I need this. And I need this guy to lock it. And that one to add it to the system. Do you know what? I may as well do... Oh. And then... I'm not sure why I grabbed that. Generator out. While I'm here, I'll grab one of them. And you have space? Yes, let's go to this. Good. The uses of this is that. Fly. Draconium. And we've got draconium essence coming in. And that should turn into draconium ingots. Fairly straightforward income of draconium. Okay, so that was the pattern. I didn't mean to get rid of that pattern. Okay, so let's just pop back upstairs before we gain too much more essence. I got it some. Darn. You are smelter. That one. And then you is getting a touch full. Good. Okay. For this, I need to just get a draconium core, which you saw in the system I had a couple, so let's just grab them. And it's going to give us, push the right button, and give us some more. Right, so next thing, fusion crafting is how most, at least the fun items, will be made. To get started, you need a fusion crafting core. Place it down about a block above the ground. The core is where recipes can be auto-placed in from JEI, where the middle item goes, and where the end item will be put. Okay, that doesn't... Anyway. Where it will need the injectors put a few blocks away from it, looking towards the core on two sides of it. Check next quest to find more on those. The injectors will also need energy, which will be explained more in the crystal binding quest. So I need a fusion ore, this guy here, and then we need to make these injectors. So, actually going back to @Draconic, cool. I want a particle generator. This one here. Fusion crafting core. So blocks of lapis. Put that away. And then we're going to need I guess these ones, the chaotic ones. Cool. So, got this one tick. Going to get some more cores. Okay, so basic tier. Fusion crafting has tiers, which is determined by the injectors. The tiers go in ascending order. Draconium, I refer to as basic to help differentiate Wyvern, Draconic, and Chaotic. The injectors need to be placed on the left and right of the fusion crafting core, as per this image. A few blocks away from it, they can be placed in a cross shape at the max of 5 on each side of the crafting core. To give them energy, putting relay IO crystals next to them will work. Check out Crystal binding to learn more. I think that's meant to be crystal binding. So it wants us to make one of these. We're going to get a random reward. It wants us to make one, but it's saying I potentially need 10. So they're pretty cheap. We can do a thing for it. So you that one. I don't know what stone that is. Rhymestone. Just stone, I'm assuming. Anyway, let's drop it in here and see if it'll actually make them. So can you make 10? I've got 9. Where's the 10th? Well, there it is, 10. Nice. Okay, so that's this one. We're going to get some rewards. One of the 2 basic tier infusions, but don't underestimate the Draconic chest. It holds more space than a double chest. It can smelt and craft items, and best of all, it can change colours. Even my favourite chest in any mod. I remember the Draconic chest. 5 furnaces, a couple of cores, a couple of crafting tables, and a block of Draconium to make this, and it costs 2 million. 2 million energy. What we do need to do, though, is basic energy crystal relays. Start to moving energy with Draconic evolution. So this stuff, as you see here, we've got IOs, and then we've got energy crystals. So we need to make these Wyvern energy controllers. Simple enough. It's a little bit... Again, the quest line, ideally you should be reading the documentation for a mod, but the quest itself can be fun to get through. So let's quickly look at this. Again, these things, you can take one and split it. So we'll do a recipe for this and a recipe for this, I guess. Quickly pop them in. You. So, and then you. I get all my patterns done yet. There's the rest. Let's pop them there. And I'm going to need to make another crafter. So let's get just another gold one for now, I guess. Kick that off in the background. So I need... I just... Probably don't need 10, but I'm going to make 10. Go in there. That can go in there. Okay. Leading that quest. I just want a few of these, and then I'm going to get a... is it the plug, or is it the other one? No, it's the other one. Why am I going blank? Oh, really? Don't even have recipe for him. Wait. Let's grab one of them, because we're going to need it. Okay, let's jump back up. As I said, we're going to kind of get this stuff going up top. And if this does... I can't remember if these things blow up, but if it does blow up, things get a bit pear-shaped. All right, let's look at... Let's do this. So... it goes here. And then come out. What I wanted. cobble or dirt or something with me. Jasper bricks. Apparently that's to make things look a little pretty here. Okay, I can't remember if it needs this much or if it needs closer. 2, 3. Okay. I'm hoping this works from this setup, and then I want to make in and out crystal. Okay. Do I because it talks about putting power into these things. Got a feeling it's only meant to be 2 apart, but we'll find out soon. It just says a few blocks away from it. Okay, so to make a draconium chest, so we need to get power into this, and I forget if it's I grab you there on top, and then say you are from my network. I need like a wrench. Probably do, right? Draconic. I mean, there's a crystal binder. We can do that. Got a feeling that was a quest. Ah, it's down here. Here it is. IO crystals work as blocks that can connect to each other and move power from one to another. To link them, shift right click with a crystal binder to set one, and then right click whichever crystal you want connected. When you look at the crystal, it will say either input from block or output from block. Input is the one you want to take OP from, and output's where you want it to go. So I would have got a crystal binder. We're going to get random rewards. Operational potential is the energy source of Draconic Evolution. The main way, not the only way, of moving OP is to IO reload crystals. To actually get OP into items, you'll need an energy transfer. Energy transfuser. Before you get here, first you need an item that needs OP in it. Riven bow, chaotic capacitor, staff of power, whatever. Then you need an energy module in the item, which that determines the OP storage in the item, and that's what the item will use to power up. Once you have that, make and place the energy transfuser, get OP in it, then place your item into it. You know it's working when it lights up and moves. Okay, cool. So, yep. Can I take you? I don't know if this is getting power. Output to block. I want an output, I want an input. How do I input from block? Okay, I think that's pushing power over here. Okay, let's just make this chest to finish up what we got here. So the Draconic chest. We need a chest, 5 furnaces, 2 cores, 2 crafting tables, and a block of draconium. Furnace. 5 furnaces, so that's like... Oh, come on. Single item mode. Put all these on single. A couple of crafting tables, right? Come on. Chest. And then I need to cause. And pocket draconium. If I hit craft, it says charging, but I just think it's only one of these. I mean, it's working, but I just don't know if this is actually doing its thing. Whether it needs to be, it says 10% charge. Okay, so we've got one charge. Okay, so if I do, let me test something. Conduit. I'll do this. Just want to see something here. All in. I then get this and go here. And do the same over this side. Yep, but I'll link these two together. You should transfer power across there. And if I make that, pop that there. Again, I'm just going to be a little silly here. Input. Is it working? Yep. So we're putting power from here. This is probably getting... Okay. They're showing as powered up. These ones aren't. So are you not... Oh, we're getting little particles from this side. Okay, we're at 50%. Okay, so this isn't transmitting. Let me just get another flux point. Can I have some more of these, please? Just to wrap up the episode, let's try this. They are now getting charged. So this thing is not worth me having. That's okay. It may have just been a point that I didn't have the thing here set up right. Okay, this is getting charged from both sides. This, again, we can work around what we need to do here. Almost charged. Little particle effects, and yes, the rain doesn't help. I've slept. Let's take a while though doing this. And we will get our Draconium chest, which is actually a really powerful tool, especially if you're smelting. We're going to have a Draconium chest. I don't want it in that spot. I want it somewhere in my inventory would be fantastic, thanks. While I do that, I'll just pop some other bits and pieces away. Cool, can I pick that stuff up? Alright, so we now have a Draconium chest. And as it said, let's just get out of the rain because it's annoying. Draconium chest is quite powerful. When you open it up, it has the ability to furnace things, and especially if you give it power, it will use that power, and then anything in here, any ores, etc., can be furnaced and exported. It's got its own crafting table. It is quite a large, pretty, important, pretty useful tool, where I can put, stuff in here, and if as long as I give it, I think you can give it a core. I think I need to do capacitors. I don't think it's these. I'm pretty sure it's this. You're going to make the capacitor. You can then pop it in here and it will power things. Capacity 1 million, stored is 0. I may even just be able to hook up power to it directly, which we can just really... Nighttime. Can I get the rain? Really quickly pop up here. We just take this guy, and as a giggle, this, it has power. I can do auto smelt, and it will just smelt that item and output it back in as an ingot. Again, there's not doubling or anything, but I don't think there's a doubling capacity with Draconium. But it's a really nice way of automating some stuff, just using a little bit of power. And again, you can make it faster, but that will auto smelt. You can do filters, you can do all sorts of things. But anything that goes in that chest will then be converted, and it's huge. Like, it's got a lot of space. Cool. So that's the Draconium chest. Again, we'll do a little bit more work here. I'll work towards, if you look at the quest line, if we just pop back, let's claim our quest. To get the Wyvern tier of these injectors, we actually need to infuse an injector. So I'll need to make one. Or actually, we've got 8 items to go in. So I can get rid of, I can pick one of these up and put it in. It'll take 32,000. We need a Draconium block. We need Wyvern cores. We need a bunch of diamonds. So that's what stack mode's good for. So what you could do potentially here is turn them to stack mode, and then I could get, let's say, diamond. Some diamonds here, and I need, cool, and then I can put 16 at a time in like that, as an example. And then it's got 16 crafts worth of diamonds in that space, and it'll just use one at a time. If you open this, it shows you've got the 16. There's no valid recipe at this point, but if I take, let's take this guy and pop him in here, and then go uses. I want 2 Draconium core, 1 Wyvern core, 2 Draconium core. For them, that's a capacitor. 1 of them, and 1 of them. If I then go on there, like so, and open this up, it's got a proper recipe. I can hit craft. It will charge up using the power we've got coming from this. Do its thing. Charging up pretty quick. And we're probably pulling... Oh, it's already finished charging. It's charging this side, I don't know. It was already finished pulling power through. But it's now got all its items in there, and once this craft finishes, I'll show you that... Oh, I might have taken all 16. We may have wasted. Got a feeling. Do your thing. Okay, so if I hover over here, I've now got 15 left in there, which is cool. If we look in here, there's still 15 diamonds, and we have a wyvern injector, which I can pop down. And we are one step closer to the next tier of all of this. So I'll work on that in between episodes so we can get the diamonds, you know, get the all of this upgraded. And so I can now take that and put that in there, and then we can take another one, etc., etc. So I'm going to make another 9 lots of things here. Obviously, I do need a bunch more draconium, and which means I need to do a bit more mining. But we're on our way towards Draconic evolution. Like random thing. There's lots of tools. There's lots of well, I don't think there is armor. There's lots of tools. There's different add-ons and modules we can do. But the main thing is to get up to reactor. Now this one I'll have to build somewhere else because it is dangerous, but we can get all our crafting stuff done here. Cool. Alright, thanks everyone for watching. Comments below. Till next time, I hope you enjoyed the episode, and I will see you in that next video. Bye everyone.